Well, hello and welcome to the kitchen. And I welcome a special lady who's here with me, and she is a master gardener. And we have lots to talk about and lots to share. And so Donna Hopkins is here, and you are a master gardener. And
yes,
I thank you for coming and
thank
sharing
you.
your
And you
talent.
say that like
It's
and
special.
I'm not that. But I enjoy being a master gardener.
Well, you're going to share so much with us, and maybe we won't all be master gardeners, but we can enjoy.
But everybody can do what I'm going to share today.
Okay. And the Master Gardeners of Greater Greenville has programs all year long.
Yes.
And you can get involved, right?
That's right. You can go to school through the Clemson Extension Office, and they have information on the Clemson website about taking the classes, and they're approximately 16 weeks. Don't fuss at me if that's not right, but it's like 4 hours once a week for 16 weeks. And the classes cover everything about anything you can think of about plants, from grass to trees.
So it's a great learning experience, and then you have the gift to share with others.
Yes, and we go between the professionals and my neighbors, like me, who didn't have information, and we're a go-between the two. So,
and I know you give programs of
yes,
master gardeners all over,
yes,
and
we do.
so you enlighten us, and we appreciate that. Now today you brought so much in here.
I did. And the reason I brought so much is because I wanted to talk about something fun. There's a lot of work to do between now and the end of the year in your garden. But I wanted to talk about doing something fun because this is the time you can start, like kind of once we get into October, you can start to do a new garden with some new plants if you wanted to. So I'm going to talk about the Carolina fence garden today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know she came in here with this fence. And
that's right.
That's a first. We've never had that.
Never had a fence before. Well, this is a split rail fence. And
that's the old-fashioned kind.
That's the old-fashioned kind. And there is the kind, the very beginning of when the people came to America. They would just use trees that had fallen or something small they could cut down because they were trying to get stuff done so they could take care of their animals and get a house built. But they would just build this split rail fence that the rails went together like this, and they just stacked them up around where they needed. As they progressed, they began to use more intricate fencing, because like this is nailed together and everything.
Okay.
So it is used in the Carolina fence garden because the split rail fence was the first fence that was used in South Carolina.
Well, what is the Carolina fence garden, and where is it?
That's right. Well, it's in anybody's yard.
Oh.
And it can take up
so it isn't a special place that you go and see?
Well, there are some places you can see. There is one at the Kilgore-Lewis house in Greenville that was done by master gardeners and members of garden clubs in the area. Or you can look up information. You know, hopefully I'll give you some things you can use. You can do this in your own garden. As small a space, you can do a Carolina fence garden in the space we have right here. Or you could make it as big as you wanted to. So what you begin with is the fence. Because that's, like I said, the first fence in South Carolina.
That's really old-fashioned.
It is. So the next thing you would use is the next state symbol is the Carolina, not the Carolina, is a stone, the state stone. And the state stone is this, and it's called Winnsboro Blue Granite. And it was mined in Winnsboro, which is sort of northeast of Columbia. It is no longer mined. You used to get like walking paving, you know, that you could put in your garden in pieces. But since it's no longer mined, a friend of mine was there and found these, and they allowed him to take them. And they are something about how they come out when they break up.
Well, I imagine, you know, most of us know we have a state flower, but I didn't know we had a state stone.
There's a lot of state things, so that's why I'm here to talk about it.
That's nice.
But in my garden, they're there to symbolize it. I can't walk on them, but they're there.
Okay.
So the next thing is almost everybody knows that the South Carolina state tree is the palmetto tree.
That's right.
And here we can grow palmetto trees. You see them for sale and people have them in your yard. But they are extremely expensive, and if we have a really hard winter, they don't make it.
Yeah.
So instead, I propose that people put in something that's not real but still symbolizes. My husband did this for me, and it's a very stylized
nice.
palmetto tree, but still I know what it is.
Put that in your garden.
And I can have this in my garden. You could have a larger one. I mean, like I said, people could have the real palmettos, but this is my way. I have this palmetto tree that I got at the state.
In Columbia,
the state
gift
museum.
Museum.
Yes, and of course they have a gift shop. And it's just really pretty. But you could have something pretty if you didn't want something more just stylized. So that's the palmetto tree. The next thing we all think of is our flag. So we can put a flag, and you can put whatever flag. It's the palmetto and the crescent. You can put a small one, a large one, whatever you would care to do in your garden. And again, if you don't want to have a flag that you have to worry that would shred up and stuff, you could always have a painted something that has the flag, you know, anyway, but that you could represent our state flag to go into your garden. The next thing we're going to talk about is our state flower, which...
See, everybody, I think people know we have, you know, but they don't know we have all these different things representing our state. So we have a state flower?
Right. We have a state flower. And this is our state flower. It is the yellow jasmine.
Oh, that's
pretty. It
pretty.
blooms in late January or early February. So that's why I have a picture. But I always also have this. It is, the Carolina jasmine is a vine that you could run on your fence.
Oh.
Which would be very nice. It gets really happy. You could let it run the whole thing.
So that vine is really this picture?
Is really this picture.
Oh.
So, and it's a very nice vine. It will get real happy.
And it'll grow here?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
And you might have to keep it under, you know, it depends on the size of your garden. You can let it be happy, or you can kind of keep it in control. The next thing is our state wildflower, because most people don't know we have that.
I don't think most people know this.
That's right.
You're just a wealth of knowledge.
Is the goldenrod, and this
Oh.
is the goldenrod. And just by luck, I have one here today.
Here
it got
this is
really
the
happy
goldenrod.
this year.
Oh my.
And just to point out to people though, this is not what makes us sick in the fall. It's out there, there's something in the air right now. It's not goldenrod.
Okay. But this
is goldenrod,
Yeah.
but people think it makes them sick and they don't want to plant it, but it does not. That's ragweed.
Oh.
So if you look at the two, they're different. So be happy with goldenrod and love it, because it is a beautiful plant. The next one I want to talk about is the state grass. I don't grow, it's called Indian grass. It's a native plant. State grass. It's called Indian grass, and it kind of grows in clumps, but it just it's not like pampas grass or something that comes up and has, you know, it just has, but it puts up a spike when it's ready to bloom and seed. But some people may have room for this, especially if they have large land area, that they could plant some behind their fence and everything. But I just have to know about it because I don't have room for it. So the next thing, let's see, is the state bird, which is the Carolina wren.
Yeah.
And this is the Carolina wren.
Most of us know about the Carolina wren.
Yes, that's right.
There it is.
So I took a little fella who wasn't a Carolina wren and kind of made him into one.
She turned him into one.
For the colors. I couldn't find one anywhere. Nobody has a Carolina wren, like a stuffed one, you know. So I turned this little fella because what I was trying to show was the colors, and particularly his little perky tail. I found this, and in this is a little metal one. You can really see on here, he's not much bigger than this. He's really just kind of like this.
This is our state bird.
State bird, Carolina wren, with this perky little tail. And you can tell that he's the Carolina wren because there's sparrows that are brown and some other little birds, but their tails are not like a flag telling us what's going on. Okay, with your your wren, started talking about sparrows. With your Carolina wren, you would want to provide a nesting box. And you could hang that on your fence or you could hang it on a post or something, but you would need to provide that so he would know to come to your home to make it his home.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, the next thing is the state butterfly. And
she has a wealth of knowledge. You know, we all know about the state flower.
That's right.
But that's about it.
That's right. But this is the state butterfly, and I could not find one either. I have pictures that I want to show, but I painted this butterfly, and the main thing is to show these red dots.
Pretty.
And you will see them in the picture as well. And this is good because it's the state butterfly, which is the Eastern tiger butterfly, and it's on the yellow jasmine. So you've got the two together, so what can you beat? You know, that's got them both. So just remember that when you're looking, there are a lot of yellow and black striped butterflies if you don't see them real close, but if you can see close, they have this blue, and they have these little red dots. For the butterfly, to encourage him to come, you need to have his host plant. And his host plant is this tulip tree, which is little, so you can't, but see these limbs? It grows into a big tree. I have one, and in the springtime, you can see the Eastern tiger swallowtails flying all in and out of it.
They really come back.
And they lay their eggs, and then their caterpillars are there, and then all of a sudden I'll have this great, every day there'll be a butterfly coming, and where they've grown in that tree. But this is their host tree, and if you don't have it, then they'll eat other things. So that's why I brought this picture, because they need to eat. This is their host plant, but they also need to eat. And the purple coneflower is one of their favorite flowers to have the nectar. And in this cone in the middle, it is just really something for them to have this in there, you know.
It's amazing to me. Most of us don't realize we have all this.
That's right.
And
but they're all, you know, symbols of our state. Now the last one is the last one anybody would think of. And we have a state bug. And
this state bug.
That's right. This is the Carolina mantid. Now don't ask me why I can find one of those and I can't find the other things that are so desirable. But if you have grasses and plants and flowers in your garden, you're going to have a mantid.
That's a very big bug.
It is a big bug, and he can get that big. When they're born, they're little, but they do get big. Well, they do good stuff because they eat all the ugly things.
Well, okay, so there's a positive side to it.
There is a positive side.
Now listen, they are giving me signals. So what we're going to do is take a deep breath, go to a break, and come back. And she has so much to share with us, and it's fascinating. You know, as I'm standing here thinking how wonderful it would be if you were to, maybe you do, go into some of the school classrooms and tell our children about these things.
Yes, we do. Okay. So when I come back, we can talk about it.
Okay, we'll be right back.